First off, it's good to get a win on Tuesday, and we fell behind early. It didn't look good. The ball was hit pretty good, and the ball was really carrying the first inning. The fly ball that the left-handed hitter hit off the top of the fence, we thought it was a routine fly ball. It just kept going and going, and kind of fooled our outfielder a little bit. And pitch later, they hit a 2-run homer, and all of a sudden it's 3-0. But I didn't feel like there was any panic. We felt like we were going to score tonight, and the concern was that we'd been having some trouble, with some of the younger guys coming in and pitching, and how many runs were we going to have to score, or were we going to be able to hold them down? We're going to throw enough strikes, and Denton came out and gave us a pretty good second inning, and then Trest didn't. He wasn't super sharp, but he gave us a couple innings in there and kind of settled it down. We got the lead in the fourth, kind of gave it back up, and then obviously we put together another good inning, and then cruised a little bit from there. Cops had a couple of good innings, and it was just good that our offense just kept going. And really, what created the innings were that we fouled off a lot of pitches, and we forced some walks. And then obviously they walked 3, and Heston hit a grand slam. And that's kind of how you put quicker numbers up. They either make errors or walk you. It's hard to get 3 or 4 hits in an inning, but you get a walk or 2, and then you pop one, you score quick, and that's what we did tonight.
What do you think of Kerstad? I mean, 2 dingers, and he's pretty high right now.
Yeah, he's swinging the bat good. It was really good to see him drive that ball the other way, center, left center a little bit. I feel like when he's really swinging it good, that's where he hits the ball a little bit. Ball had backspin and just carried out of the park, and the ball hit off the scoreboard. It had some backspin as well. He kept his hands inside the ball. It was a little inside, and it's one of those balls. The way the ball was carrying tonight, we knew right when it left the bat it was going to leave the yard. But he's been a threat, and he also hit a line drive on a 2-strike changeup that was down that advanced a runner from second to third with no outs. And I thought that was a big swing as well because we ended up scoring that run. He had a good night, obviously.
Did it hit the scoreboard? Or did it go? We thought it went over the scoreboard.
I thought I saw it slide down the net. I don't know where it went. Maybe that was something else, but I don't know. I just know it went over the yellow line, and we got 4 runs, and I was very happy about that.
Any concern with Ramage?
No, because he actually threw pretty good. The last outing, I just don't think maybe he shouldn't have thrown tonight, but he needs to let us know that. Wasn't real sharp, missed some spots, and they hammered him. And he had to go through some of their best hitters, and they got him. Last week he had, he pitched twice on the weekend, and one was better than the other, but the one that was good, and we had to have it. We wouldn't have won that game without him. So just trying to get him a little tune-up, and he'll have a couple days to kind of recover and get ready for possibly Friday or Saturday.
Martin, 4 for 5 and a walk. What would you think of his tonight?
I thought his approach was really good tonight. When took a walk or 2, and then hit that ball. I think his first hit was a double to right center. Stayed over that ball. We hadn't seen that in a while. Talked to him about it a lot, and talked to him about the first pitcher they threw, he didn't throw very hard. So our approach was to try to stay through the middle, go the other way. And Martin was one that we really talked to about it, and he did a nice job, and it kind of carried over. I mean, he took more pitches tonight than I've seen him take in a while. Instead of just swinging, hey, he took it. He didn't like it. Might have been a strike, might have been a ball, but he still had another pitch or 2 to work with, and fought off some pitches, hit a double down the line. Just did a good job of fighting up there. It was good to see.
The last couple days, go ahead.
When you look around the SEC,
Yeah.
Tuesday nights, like LSU lost to Southern tonight, and it happened last week. I mean, do these just kind of feel like survival type of games?
Yeah, it seems like. I mean, we just beat each other up so much on the weekend. Honestly, we use so much pitching, and it seems like everybody's so good this year on the weekends that midweeks are. You want to develop guys, but you need to win games. You want it to be fun, but sometimes it's just agony, honestly. And I mean, LSU's lost 3 games to in-state schools this year already, and it's you're running into teams that are excited to play you, and you're trying to keep the kids focused on the Tuesday game, and really they're thinking about the Friday game or the Thursday game, and it's a tough pull there, especially this time of year. And we only have 4 non-conference games left, and 2 of them we play in the middle of the week. I don't know how we're going to get through the second one, but I'll deal with that when we get there. So hopefully by then, maybe one of these younger guys will step up and take the ball and give us 5 innings on a Wednesday. But yeah, the Tuesday and Wednesday games have been a battle for a lot of teams, including us.
What have the last couple of days been like for Nate?
You know, I mean, he's talking. You know, I've heard him talking to his brother, who also coaches in college, and you know, he's talked to his mom, and you know, just friends. And I think, you know, I think it happened real quick. You know, he was battling cancer and he'd been having some chemo, but this was something else. And then, you know, we get the call. He gets a call like Wednesday or Thursday, I think, that his dad's kidneys were failing, and you know, we were getting him set up to leave on Friday morning, and I think he talked to his dad on Thursday. And his dad told him, "I'm not going anywhere. You need to stay there." And it went downhill from there, and he passed away, I don't know, a couple hours later. And so it was sad. It was quick, but I think he held up pretty good. And they've set the funeral for because his brother, just so they can all get there. His brother's head coach at McLennan Community College in Texas, and I think they're going to have the funeral like next Wednesday. So he'll miss next Tuesday's game here.
Goodhart hit his first home run for you. Had a pretty good night. What'd you think of him?
I thought he had a really good night. He swung the bat extremely well at Auburn too. He hit a ball at Auburn that hit about as high off the fence without going out of the park the other night that really could have helped us with 2 outs. It would have given us a lead. I think it was in the 15-inning game. It hit, I mean, right on the yellow, right at it. And he didn't score. He ended up getting a double. He's been close a few times, and he finally got one up a little bit. But he's been a force. You know, he's got a lot of bat speed, and he battles and been swinging at good pitches, laying off some borderline pitches early in the count, and getting something he can handle, and he's done a nice job with it.
Hunter Wilson had a pretty nice game offensively, got that big ovation early. Just what do you think about his night overall?
You know, nothing surprised me with Hunter. You know, I mean, he's a good player. You know, older player. He's been around now, and you know, I'm happy for him that he had. You know, that he's having success there, and he's getting to do what he wanted to do. He wanted to play every day, and that was the issue here. I couldn't promise him he'd play every day, and you know, just happy for him.
Vanderbilt, and then what you're going to do with your rotation.
Yeah, Vanderbilt. I mean, it's one of the most talented teams in the country. Preseason #1 in a lot of polls, and they've been really good at home. They've taken care of business at home, you know, for many years. But this year they've put the hurt on some teams. So, you know, they're going to be one of the toughest team, if not the toughest team that we've played all year. And then you throw in the fact that we're playing at their field. We're going to have to play extremely well. We're going to have to not make mistakes and take advantage of mistakes if there are any. We'll stay with the same setup as last week, you know, with down a little bit in pitching, you know, with Costi being out again. We're not going to pitch him this weekend, so we'll go the same 2 in the same order, and then TBA for Game 3 and leave Cody in the bullpen.
So Cody, what if it was a deal where you didn't need to pitch him in the first 2? Would he be, or do you feel like you'll pitch him in relief probably?
Well, that's TBA. He would probably be our starter in Game 3. If we don't throw him the first 2 games, he'll start Game 3. Yeah.
You guys have been good on the road. I mean, you've swept one series at Bama and Auburn and Southern Cal. And
I mean, so far we played good on the road for the most part, you know, and that's a good thing. You know, it's tough on the road. It's tough at home this year because the teams are all good, but I think you guys are seeing how good Ole Miss is. Shauna saw what they did to Florida when they left here. You know, A&M can really pitch, and now they're hitting, and LSU's been hot, and I know they got beat tonight, but you know, the league is it just doesn't give you a break. I mean, there's no days off, or if we just play fairly good today, we're going to win. Man, you got to earn everything. So, you know, anytime you can win on the road, it's a plus.
What do you think's been the key to the road success? Because last year you guys obviously had a great team, but struggled on the road against really good teams. What do you think's been the difference?
We just couldn't finish. I mean, we'd win every Friday on the road, and for some reason we wouldn't win on Saturday. And Murphy pitched really good. Most of the time when Murphy went out in the 6th or 7th inning, the game was tied or we were ahead a run. I mean, we didn't hold it, and then on Sunday it didn't go good. And that's the difference. I think that we've just we've been playing better game 2 and game 3. You know, I really don't know what to tell you. I mean, Cody's been part of that because he's pitched so well when he started in game 3 and given us 5-6 innings since conference started for the most part. And he even did it at USC. That's kind of where he got it started. We threw him out there in game 3 and said, let's try to get a few innings out of him. And he pitched great for like 5 innings. And, you know, we ended up, you know, I don't think we got a win in that game, but I think that's the extra inning game, wasn't it? Maybe. And, you know, could have. But I would say Cody's been one of the main reasons.
Think you guys have more confidence on the road this season?
Maybe a little bit. You know, I would say, you know, whenever you win, it builds confidence. So we're not scared on the road. I can tell you that. You can see it in their face. They don't really care. You know, we're going to run into an extremely tough team in a different type of ballpark. It's extremely quick with all that turf. There's no foul territory. You know, like I said, this is going to be a major challenge at Vandy.
I think Cody pitched on back-to-back days this past weekend. Is he a guy you feel comfortable doing that?
Yeah, not very much. You know, I don't feel comfortable doing that with anybody. But sometimes you just, you know, you kind of got to see how hard were the innings that they pitched in the first time, and were they always in trouble and struggling, or was it an easy 2 innings, 3 innings or whatever, and then, hey, can you give us 1 inning? It just depends. But, yeah, I don't want to do that with Cody too much. But you know, he threw really well in the inning that he threw on I guess it was Saturday, which was game 3. And I didn't even know he was going to pitch. He wanted to pitch. And Cody lost his grandma this weekend too, and found out the night before, and it was really hard on him. And so he had a lot of emotion. He actually won't be at practice tomorrow. He won't travel with the team on Thursday, and then we're going to fly him into Nashville on Friday morning.
Because of his grandma's funeral.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can think about it still. I guess that was the 10th straight time you've beaten ORU. They haven't beaten you since like 2008, so that's like 11 years
Well,
ago.
I do remember the last time they beat us because they hammered us. And I remember that they were throwing some guy that was, I don't know how many times he struck us out, but he was a weekend starter, and he was really good. He's probably in the big leagues now. But, yeah, that was I didn't realize that. You know, we played him in a couple regionals, had some really good games with him. So they're always good. You know, they're a little younger than they have been. A lot of times their whole lineup is juniors and seniors. I know freshman played third today. He can hit, and you could go on and on. There's a lot of freshman pitchers. So they'll be right in the middle of it before it's over with this year. They'll be in a regional somewhere.
Would you say it's a pretty good streak against a quality program?
Yeah, I mean, you never know how it's going to go. It's, you know, we did that against a couple other teams, Missouri State for a while. Then they got us for a few years, so it can flip pretty quick. I don't get all excited about it. I'm just moving on to the next game.